Hey. I'm in Schoology. This assignment guide video is for your submissions for Text 2 and Text 3. We've already tackled Amanda Ripley's article in its Text 1, and we're moving on. As you can see, Schoology has been cleaned up a bit. The Romeo and Juliet materials that were here, they're now out of your line of sight, so we can just focus on what's important. And let me just show you what's new. So in the school sports folder, I have added a recap of Text 1. It comes in the form of a video that makes some commentary on some of her claims and some of her arguments and some of the evidence that's in here. It's about 11 minutes long, so if you hadn't quite finished Text 1, this will give you an opportunity maybe to go back and check out what's in Text 1, so you might be able to complete that assignment. Or down the road, when you go to write your essay, you could use this video as a way to remind yourself, oh, that's right, I forgot that was in Text 1. That's a really nice piece of evidence that I might be able to use. So, also in the school sports folder, I have added audio recordings for Text 2 and Text 3, so that while you read Text 2 and Text 3, you might be able to lean on Text 2 and Text 3 audio recordings for some help. So I have also, and this is in the school sports folder as well, a number of you have downloaded this PDF so that it's accessible offline. Mine is right here. So you'll need this for this assignment. You will also likely need maybe just an empty Google Docs document, and probably, well, Schoology will have to be open. So down here at the bottom, these are the assignments that you will do and turn in for Text 2 and Text 3 in order to earn credit. Now, I'm just going to click on the one for Text 2, but the one for Text 3 is essentially the same thing. This looks exactly like the outlines that are available for each of the texts. So I've taken what's here in the packet, I've translated it into more of a Schoology friendly place to submit your work. And I'm just gonna get rid of this for a second. It's from something else that I was working on. And you can see that this is essentially what's in the packet, but it's been Schoologized. Is that a word? Schoologized? So let's say that you were being asked to read and understand, number one, the primary claim in Text 2 that Kai Sato wrote. It's called The Case for High School Sports. You had to present what you thought was the best piece of evidence that's in favor of high school sports. You know, what's a good argument for having sports tied to school? And then question 3, 4, and 5 ask you, you know, what's another piece of evidence, and plus the lines that help support this idea that sports belong with school. One here, one here, one here. Totally doable. Totally doable. So let me show you how I think it should work. Or maybe what the best way would be. So let's say you're reading Text 2. As you can see, Kai Sato, he is responding to Amanda Ripley's essay that was in the Atlantic. So he's responding to Text 1. And you're reading it, and you're reading it, and you're reading it, and you realize, oh, he's in favor of school sports. And you find this statistic, this piece of evidence right here to support sports in school, and you note that Sato notes that in 2002, a study by mutual fund company Oppenheimer revealed that a shocking 82% of women in executive level jobs, high-ranking jobs, white-collar jobs, had played organized sports in middle, high school, or post-secondary school. Post-secondary school is like college. Moreover, that nearly half of women making $75,000 a year identified themselves as athletic. You think to yourself, like, well, Ripley spends so much time talking about the need to compete internationally, which the United States is not doing very well at. And Sato is pointing out here, like, hey, it's not all about these international test scores. Anyway, I like this piece of evidence. I just copied it. I'm just going to slap it here in my Google Docs. Oh, it's not formatted. It's all right. I'm just going to make the text a little bigger so that you can see it. And then just spend a second to format it. This is probably what you'll have to do as well if you're going to go this route. And I like this as a piece of text evidence. I can already tell that if I'm going to borrow this as a piece of text evidence, then this is going to look funny, but this mark and this mark are the three. Here's the closing quotation marks, the three, because I'm borrowing something that's already in quotation marks. And this is from text 2. Here's my citation. And I believe this is on lines starting here, 39, 41, 42, 43, 39 to 43. Period on the outside. I'm not going to use all of them. I'm going to use some of this as lead in and attributive tag. Moreover, I don't even know if I'll use moreover in the long run, but if I do, I'll try to spell it right. Moreover, Sato notes. I'm assuming I've already used his name. If I already used Kai one time, it's just Sato from there on. Sato makes note of a 2002 study conducted by Oppenheimer. I'm not sure I want that period, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to turn it into a noun phrase. Moreover, Sato makes note of a 2002 study conducted by Oppenheimer, a mutual fund company. That found, all right, this works. So here's my transition. Transition. It's hard to separate some of this as lead in and some of it as attributive tag. Sometimes they kind of run together. I almost feel inseparable, as though they're the same thing. I don't know that this highlighting is correct, but I'm okay with it for right now. Here is my text evidence. Moreover, Sato makes note of a 2002 study conducted by Oppenheimer, a mutual fund company that found, and then the statistic that I really like for a potential argument on why sports in school are necessary or important. Now, the reason why I'm working here in Google Docs is because I just feel like it's a nice place for you to collect your thoughts. You can keep your your thoughts here so that when the writing portion of this comes around, you'll have a place where all of what you thought was important about each of the texts exists already. It'll make the writing process quite a bit easier. So I was thinking about this one right here, where you have to lead in, attribute, present some evidence, cite that evidence, and I just pasted it. And you could do this for each of them, where you could work in Google, keep it around for later, and then eventually paste it into Schoology, earn credit for it, and also keep it in a more accessible place for you for down the road when you start writing the essay. So I'm just going to open up another tab in Schoology so I don't have to close that previous one. Don't take your time. Keep spinning. Let's make this video longer. Here we go. So, you've got all the resources you need here in the school sports folder. If you've already downloaded your version of the packet, and that's available as well, then you've got that. This is what you're actually going to be submitting in Schoology. And right here is the explanation or the details, and also this video guide, which will be right here once it's made and posted. But there are notes that go along with it. I'm just going to read those just so everybody's clear. So number 1, the first note says that completing this assignment requires completing the assessment for text 2 and text 3, which are located at the bottom of the materials page. So completing this work means completing this work. Note 2, if that's not possible, I will accept submissions that are photos of your work completed in your packet and emailed to my school email. And then the third note, and I've shown you this already, that you can copy and paste text from the packet to Google Docs, where you can do most of your work. That'll be your workspace. And then from Google into Schoology for your final answers, and still keep your Google Docs around for the future, for when you sit down to write your essay. The assignment video guide will be right here. The assignment is written in terms of directions right here. The due date is Monday, May 18th. Again, the materials that are in the school sports folder, and that's about it. I don't know if I'm missing a whole lot more, but if you're not going to complete this via Schoology, then the next step is, this is what you have to take a picture of. And unfortunately, it's going to be tougher to type an essay if you've handwritten most of the work ahead of time. Not impossible, but just tougher. Last but not least, it drives me crazy, and I haven't mentioned it, but this is text 3, and at the bottom this says text 3, but it's for text 4, and whereas this is text 4, but even though this says text 4, this is the thing you're supposed to fill out for text 3. Not the worst thing in the world, but it's driving me crazy, so I just wanted to point it out. Questions? Send me a message. But I think you got this. Good luck.